I say every week this is the worst hour of wrestling on television. I'm not lying, and the same remains the truth for this week. This is your AEW Rampage review for the 28th of April 2023, and this is just like Jobber Plus. You've got AEW Dynamite full of fucking jobbers. That show's bad. Yes, that show is bad. But AEW Rampage just takes it up a notch. You thought you got jobbers on Dynamite? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because the jobbers you get on Rampage are even worse. But what I will say is, at least this week, we got to see Jeff Jarrett. We got to see Jay Lethal, who have both shared a ring with Ric Flair. So that gives them some form of credibility. Everyone else in the roster tonight, terrible. Look, I like the Hardy Boys, but the segment tonight backstage, Matt Hardy's acting was absolutely abysmal. I don't know how Matt Hardy can be this bad. I refuse to believe Matt Hardy's acting can be this bad. It's almost like he knows he's in a garbage company and he has to act like garbage to fit in. That's what it felt like, because there's no way Matt Hardy could have been this bad. But we'll talk about Matt when we get to that. So we kick off AEW with a tag team match, and it is the Bullet Club Gold versus Shawn Spears and Ricky Starks. So the Bullet Club Gold's made up of Juice Robinson and Jay White, okay, don't even know his fucking name. Jay White. And, I mean, people are saying that, Jay White looked at the Cody treatment and he thought, I'm not going to WWE, I'm going to AEW. Yeah, sure, what's better? Cody Rhodes coming in, getting a massive push, beating Seth Rollins in 3 straight pay-per-views, winning the Royal Rumble, and then having a massive WrestleMania feud, main event against Roman Reigns, and only losing because he was cheated, and now going into a massive feud that will main event Backlash with Brock Lesnar, or Jay White coming in and going straight to fucking Rampage. I mean, Jay White's only recently signed with AEW, and he literally feels like every other bum on the roster. So tell me, who's done the better booking here? And people are seriously trying to say that Cody Rhodes took one for the team to show people that AEW is the place to go. Are you shitting me? Are you fucking mongoloid? I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Anyway, Bullet Club Gold win. I'd call them Bullet Club Brown, because they are shite. There is no doubt about that. This ain't the Bullet Club, and I've never even liked the Bullet Club. I thought the Bullet Club massively overrated. But at least when you see them in New Japan, at least when you seen them back in like 14 or 15 or whatever, they looked a little bit cooler. They at least had the NWO colours. They always had like a hot fucking chick with barely any clothes on around them. You had AJ Styles in it. What do you have now? Juice Robinson and fucking Jay White look like any average bum. Just look like at least back then they had Luke Gallows who was big and intimidating. I mean, you had that other big guy, Tama Tonga. He looked like a big, intimidating dude. And you look at these two and you're thinking, these two look like they belong in the Undisputed Era. They look like two vanilla indie midgets. So yeah. Bullet Club Gold pick up the win. Then we head backstage with Lex and Nair. The Hardys are with Hook. Nair asks Hardy why he's requested time. Hardy says he needs to get the bottom of where Isiah Cassidy is, and then the Firm appear. And they're basically holding Isiah Cassidy hostage, and they say to Matt Hardy, look, we're not asking, we want a match at the compound next week. If you don't give us it, we're going to choke slam Isiah Cassidy off like this scaffolding. So he's on top of he's about 15 feet in the air maybe, and they're going to choke slam him off the top. He says that if they give him the match, they'll put him down. Matt Hardy's like, okay, don't hurt him, give us the match, I'll give you the match. And he's like, okay, and he goes like, I'm a man of my word, put him down. And then Big Cass puts him down with a choke slam. But this was embarrassing. Big Cass choke slams him, and then you hear the impact of him landing on a mat or a trampoline. I see a Cassidy landed on something really soft, because you heard the thud. But it wasn't like a thud, oh shit, he's dead. It was literally someone bouncing on a bouncy castle or a crash mat or some shit like that. And then the camera looks at Matt Hardy, and then the camera goes to Isiah Cassidy, and it shows you him laying on the concrete, and then Matt Hardy's freaking out, and he's going, no, and I'm like, what? Honest to God, Matt, what are you doing here? What are you doing? They threw away the broken Matt Hardy for this shit. Look at Jeff Hardy, literally just came back a few weeks ago, and what's Jeff doing now? Standing there next to Matt, trying to console Matt, while Matt fake rages over Sia Cassidy being chokeslammed. Again, absolutely garbage. Then we come back for the break. It's Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes taking on Charlie James and Brady Pierce. Is there anything else to add here? No. Fat Boy and Old Man win. Then we get Anna JAS versus Ashley D'Ambrose. Like, Anna JAS is hot, but I mean, again, is there anything to add here? Another jobber match. Anna JAS wins. After the match, she gets attacked by Julia Hart. Julia Hart and Anna have a bit of a brawl, and then they get separated. I mean, could you imagine if they actually done Anna JAS versus Julia Hart in like a bra and panties match? I think they would get the highest rating ever. I genuinely believe if they advertised that for the main event of Dynamite this week, I think it would blow away. I think it would beat their debut episode 100%, man. These two hot chicks, but no, Anna Jay comes out and she's wearing a shirt that says she's got a big peach, but she's not really showing that big peach off. And then we had Julia Hart come out dressed in black from head to toe, not a bit of skin on show. So yeah, that was it. Just pretty much garbage, really. And I don't even know why these two are feuding. Aren't they both heels? Just doesn't really make a lot of sense. Then we get the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn versus Reason, Cameron Stewart, and Dante Casanova. Again, is there anything else to add? One of these guys was dressed as Billy Gunn. Shoot me now. That is 3 back-to-back fucking squash matches, honest to God. And people wonder why this show sucks. Back-to-back-to-back squash matches. I also missed out after Limitless Keith Lee won. Strick Sterling came out and looked at him from the Titantron, but again, it's not really worth mentioning. We move on to... Okay, so apparently Mark Briscoe is going to be the enforcer in this next match. Mark Briscoe is going to enforce the main event, and the main event is Jay Lethal with Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Sonjay Dutt taking on Cash Wheeler with Dax Hardwood and obviously Mark Briscoe as the special guest enforcer. I just want to say, I don't think I've ever seen a company make a guy that is so big, like Satnam Singh, look like such a big fucking goofball ever. I don't think I've ever seen a guy look that big, but be that pathetic. He's literally running around ring with like his colourful purple suits on. I mean, if you have a guy that size, the only right thing to do is to like book him to be a monster, but fucking... He's a pencil pusher in this group. He is literally like a mute guy that he doesn't even seem intimidating now. They can say, yeah, Satnam Singh does what he's told and all this stuff, but even if Sonjay Dutt told Satnam Singh to attack somebody, why would they fear the guy? He's a fucking big goof. It's not like it's the Great Khali. It's not like Daivari, who would be saying to the Great Khali, right, go destroy the Undertaker. I mean, this guy couldn't... he couldn't even destroy probably one half of the Revival. Never mind beat anybody relevant. But speaking of the Revival, it was Cash Wheeler taking on Jay Lethal. I mean, I'm not going to say the match sucked. It was match of the night, no doubt about it. But again, I mean, the Revival, do I really care about one half of the Revival? And it's apparently the shitter half. People seem to rate Dax Hardwood a lot better than Cash Wheeler. I personally don't rate any of them. But, I mean, people say that Cash Wheeler's like the weak link of the tag team. So it was a weak link of the tag team versus Jay Lethal. And every time I see Jay Lethal, you know, it's not that I want to hate on the guy, but it's like, honestly, I will never view anything you do as good as the feud you had with Ric Flair. That was when Jay Lethal peaked. The whole feud with Flair. He had that street fight with Flair. He had, obviously, that iconic woo-off with Ric Flair. That's as good as it gets for Jay Lethal. And it's like, anytime I see Jay Lethal, I'm just not really interested. I always think back to, wow, that time he had the feud with Flair, that was fucking great. But unfortunately, I think of Ric Flair now, 74 years old? Probably ain't getting another feud with Ric Flair. Let's be honest. Outside interference, Mark Briscoe basically gets run around like an idiot. This allows Jay Lethal to cheat, and he beats Cash Wheeler with a lethal injection. Cash Wheeler got pushed into Mark Briscoe, and I guess this is going to set up, oh, Mark Briscoe, look at that, the Revival attacked you, the Revival hit you off the apron, blah, 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 and I guess this will get sorted out in future weeks. But, yeah, that's it, guys. It wasn't a great show. I'm not going to drag it out any longer. I've talked about AEW Rampage more than I need to. I mean, I thought the main event was okay, and for that reason, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10. Now, I gave SmackDown the draft show a 1 out of 10, but that show was awful. And this show was awful too. But I just felt like, you know what? I feel bad giving this show a 1. It doesn't deserve a 1 out of 10, especially with that Matt Hardy bad acting. I take it back. But the main event, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give it. I thought the main event, I thought they did have some like decent psychology, especially with the outside interference and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I'll give it a 1. It's a weak 1 though. I mean, holy crap, it's a very very weak 1 out of 10, and that it's not even like a strong one. It's a weak one. So that's when you know the show absolutely sucked. Yeah, there you go, guys. I give it a 1 out of 10. Haven't got a lot more to add than that. Rampage absolutely sucks ass, and I will catch you in the next one. Until then, though, peace.